Want to shoot stunning 4K video in RAW and other formats in high speed and at regular frame rates? And you want to do it on somewhat of a budget? Well, you got to check out this camera that's coming up on Geek Beat now. I'm Michael Artsis. Check it out. I'm Michael Artsis. Thanks so much for joining us on Geek Beat. We're on the set of a music video for Knock. We're doing amazing stuff, and we're using the Sony FS700 and the Convergent design Odyssey7Q together as one package. And it's really amazing as a package together. Now, the FS700 isn't my favorite camera, but it's certainly serviceable. It's got a super 35mm sensor. It's not full frame, but it is a really nice sensor. And a bunch of other features, which include ND filters and the ability to shoot high-speed footage up to 240 frames at full HD. What we didn't use were the XLR inputs, but I've used them before on the FS700. The XLR inputs are awesome and amazing, something that DSLRs don't have, and the preamps in these cameras are phenomenal. The audio will always sound good. Now, the FS700 has an E-mount, so you can change lenses, which is especially nice if you use Zeiss E-mount glass. We use that for the music video shoot. We also use the Metabone Speed Booster adapter. The Speed Booster also magnifies the sensor to give you more of a full-frame sensor than a 35mm, which allows us to use lenses like the Canon EF line. Now, the FS700 with its optional hard drive from Sony can record 4K, but it's the Odyssey that really makes the magic. When you pair it with the Convergent design Odyssey7Q, it really becomes a spectacular camera. This is definitely a power couple. Together, they are amazing. You're pulling the footage right off the sensor of the camera, bypassing any of the compression or the codecs in the Sony FS700. You can do high-speed 4K up to 120 frames of raw 4K. It's unbelievable. It looks more cinematic, and it looks much better than what you would record that is compressed on the FS700. If you're shooting 4K, get the highest capacity drives available. We use two 512 gig hard drives, and they give us about 60 minutes of 4K video combined. You will need to buy additional licenses. When you buy the FS700 license, you get the ability to record raw 4K video, and you also get the ability to do 4-second bursts of raw 4K video at 120 frames a second. That's amazing. Additionally, you'll be able to do 240 frames a second of recording at 2K. The time is only limited by your hard drive space. The Odyssey has a slew of different power options. We used the Sony L-series battery plate, which allowed the camera and the Odyssey to use the same type of batteries, and it worked well. They give us pretty good life on the Odyssey and amazing life on the camera. You're recording clips both to the camera and to the Odyssey. The Odyssey sets the drives up in a RAID configuration for 4K RAW and high-speed 4K, which is nice. When you are done recording, you have to click each drive separately on the Odyssey to eject them properly. You'll have to go through some menu settings to do this, or the footage won't be finalized and a computer won't be able to see the clips. It's easy, it takes 2 seconds, and it's totally worth it. When we transfer the footage to our server, and you will need some type of server for this 4K footage, the days of daisy chaining drives are over. This footage will destroy and tax them. You can't edit from them. You can only store 4K footage on off-the-shelf hard drives. Trying to edit off them is just asking for trouble. One of the great things about shooting raw 4K is that you can pull stills from the video. Each frame of video is a photograph. So you can pull that as a still and use it for billboards, posters, all sorts of collateral for your project. It's great for advertising and marketing. You can also shoot raw 4K at 30 frames, at 24 frames. We're going to take you a little bit behind the scenes on the shoot to show you what we did with 4K, what we did with high speed, and what we did in 1080 as well. So we actually shot this music video on Staten Island, which is surprising to me because this looks like it could be Wisconsin or anywhere. You can see that the footage looks stunning, but we had a lot of tricky maneuvering, right? Even the woods were very tight. Getting into boats didn't offer much room and flexibility, and so we had to work in tight spaces, and this package actually did the job well. We also had varying degrees of sunlight and cloudiness throughout the day, which provided challenges, but you can see that this package worked well together. But I gotta tell you, I really love this camera and recorder monitor together as one package. I think that you can easily see the footage looks so much more stunning on the Odyssey than it does coming out of the camera, whether you're shooting HD, 2K, or 4K. It just looks so much better than what is recorded internally in the camera. I really love this. I think it's an affordable package. I think it's a reasonable package, and it gives you a ton of flexibility and options that you wouldn't have with other packages. Now, what I really like about this Odyssey is that you can do a lot of different things. You get focus peaking, you also get false color, you get so much more. I think what's great is you don't have to worry about this little floppy monitor as well on the FS700 or the eyepiece they give you that really is useless with this. The FS700 isn't my favorite camera by itself. Coupled with this, you get a beautiful cinematic look, and I think it's phenomenal. So in my mind, the Odyssey is the real star here, but also the Odyssey can be used with a slew of other cameras. All you need is the licenses to use with those cameras. It'll work with the C500, the Alexa, all sorts of Reds, and a whole bunch of other cameras. You can also go in HDMI, and of course there are several outputs on the Odyssey Q7 as well. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Geek Beat. I'm Michael Artsis. Be terrific. All right, so now that you've checked out the behind the scenes and the review, you've got to watch the video. Here it is, Forgotten from Knock.
I stare out over water and skip stones on the waves. I left my heart wide open, but new life
would you rather have right now, sex or ice cream?
Telescope's an unmanned spacecraft. I was in one of those.
Houston, we have a problem.
Lethality. I mean, 10 grams of this stuff is enough to kill ya. So I'm constantly worrying just how many Starbucks espresso frappuccinos can I actually drink?